Altima or Rogue. Great prices, like a Versa, under $10,000. And strong cash back, like the just announced $1,500 on Altima. All offers end January 2nd. When you need it most, Nissan delivers.
Soldiers exposed to a deadly chemical say the government contractor knew and sent them anyway. Our exclusive investigation tonight on the CBS Evening News. Later, right after CBS 4 News, so stay with us.
Be smart. Drive south BMW. It's our year-end sales event. All new 2009 BMW 328i sedans, just $387 a month. Be smart. Drive south. South BMW. US 1, just south of the Falls.
That's our news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening, everybody.
For more news, go to CBS4.com, or you can listen to our radio partner, News Radio 610 WIOD. Now here's the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. See you at 11.
Tonight, holiday on ice. Bone-chilling temperatures across the country as mountains of snow and ice leave thousands of travelers stuck. I'm Harry Smith. Also tonight, this blast of winter could not come at a worse time for struggling retailers. Emptying stores in what could be the worst shopping season in 40 years. A CBS News exclusive. Did the biggest contractor in Iraq knowingly expose American soldiers to deadly toxins? And a holiday wish is granted. After hitting rock bottom, this family has dug itself out.
I'm working hard and I'm paying my bills. And that's, to me, that's the American dream.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Good evening. Katie is off tonight. It is one of the busiest travel weeks of the year, but winter's causing all kinds of trouble tonight, starting with a deep freeze throughout the northern half of the country. Near single-digit temperatures across the Midwest today, with winds that make it feel a lot colder. In Seattle, thousands are still stranded after a weekend snowstorm. Airport officials say they hope to get everyone out by Christmas. The snow and ice storms have knocked out power for tens of thousands from the Midwest to the Northeast. Early show weather anchor Dave Price is in Newton, Massachusetts with more. Dave?
Good evening, Harry. Winter has arrived with a fury through much of the country, and even here in Harding, Massachusetts, that combination of so much snow so soon with such cold temperatures has caused massive problems.
For parts of New England, the battering has set snowfall records, with as much as 2 feet dropping in the past 24 hours. Eustis, Maine alone saw some 42 inches. The nor'easter froze travel, closed down businesses and schools, and sent snowplows and snowblowers into overdrive. Residents of Fitchburg, Massachusetts may have been hit the hardest, though, waking up to more snow and another day without power after an ice storm knocked out electricity 11 days ago.
You couldn't get any more frustrated than me.
You've been here 30 years. How bad is this?
This is the worst I've ever had.
Across much of the West, from Washington State to Arizona, a brutal storm has covered the region in as much as 29 inches of new snow. Blizzard-like conditions, rare in places like Seattle, forced workers to remove snow and icicles from the Space Needle.
We've been standing in this line, since 11 o'clock last night.
The bitter weather created chaos at the airports as well. Since Saturday, more than 240 flights have been canceled at Seattle-Tacoma International and nearly 700 at Portland International. And New York City airports are still struggling to get back on track after canceling more than 1,000 flights over the weekend. In the Midwest, bone-chilling temperatures well below zero knocked out power to tens of thousands of utility customers. Motorists were stranded and cars abandoned everywhere. And for the thousands of residents in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, relief and electricity can't come too soon.
I'm too stressed. I got my kids in there. They want to go home. I want to go home and be able to sleep on my bed, and I can't even do that.
Now, the worst of the snow is behind us, but the cold remains right here in New England. But the Midwest is just beginning to brace for possibly 2 more storms, one as early as tomorrow and one Christmas Eve day. Harry?
Dave Price in Newton, Massachusetts tonight. Thanks. That blast of winter put a chill on retail sales this weekend. The Saturday before Christmas is known as Super Saturday, but this year the number of shoppers was down 3% from a year ago. What's bad news for retailers could be good news for last-minute bargain hunters. Kelly Wallace reports.
desperate retailers mean it's a buyer's market this Christmas. At Best Buy, more customers are getting better deals simply by proving they've seen lower prices at another store.
They'll just say, hey, listen, how much do you have this product for? Okay, they have it cheaper. Can you price match it? And again, we price match it on the spot.
More shoppers are doing their homework, but there are fewer of them. About 6 million fewer people shopped at the malls this weekend, the crucial last weekend before Christmas, versus the same time last year.
A consumer who doesn't want to spend, and retailers who ordered too much goods for holiday selling season that really isn't there.
This is shaping up to be the worst holiday season for stores since at least 1969, the first year holiday sales were measured. Give me a perspective of how much you cut back this year.
Probably 50% from last year.
And nothing's charged, everything's paid.
Right, yeah, everything's cash.
Hoping to gain an edge with cautious consumers, stores are extending their hours, with some Macy's open 24 hours between now and Christmas Eve, and some JCPenney's keeping their doors open till midnight. And across the country, the deep discounts usually offered after Christmas are available now. In York, South Carolina, owner Ronnie Bales cut prices by 20%.
I've owned the store 36 years, and it's the first time I've ever had a Christmas sale.
Rite Aid is slashing prices on holiday decorations by a whopping 75%.
Once you're giving away the merchandise at such steep discounts, there's not much more they can do.
But those pre-Christmas dramatic discounts can't overcome the biggest problem for retailers this season: consumers who don't have the means and aren't in the mood to spend. Kelly Wallace, CBS News, Paramus, New Jersey.
And while we're talking about prices, the government reported today that gasoline is now down to $1.65 a gallon. That's the lowest price in nearly 5 years as demand continues to drop. Meanwhile, President-elect Obama's team is scrambling to put together a new stimulus plan, hoping to create 3 million jobs over the next 2 years. But as Chip Reed reports, it's going to require unprecedented government spending.
While President-elect Obama enjoys his Hawaiian vacation, his advisors are working overtime on a massive government spending plan that gets bigger by the day.
There's going to be real significant investment, whether it's $600 billion or more or $700 billion. The clear notion is it's a number no one thought about a year ago.
Sources on Capitol Hill say the stimulus package could grow to $850 billion or more. That's about double the cost in today's dollars of the interstate highway system. It's more than the cost so far of the Iraq War, even more than the entire Vietnam War. The top priority in the Obama plan is big projects that create jobs quickly, rebuilding infrastructure, refurbishing schools, and investing in mass transit, healthcare technology, and green energy.
There's a big void in our economy, and only government can fill it.
With consumers not spending and more businesses laying off workers, some economists say there's simply no alternative.
Government is the difference between a bad recession and a very bad depression.
Zandi says unlike the banks that got more than $300 billion in bailout funds and won't say where most of it went, the Obama spending plan needs to explain exactly where the money is going. But deficit hawks on Capitol Hill and some conservative economists say continuing to throw money at the economic meltdown will only make it worse.
It didn't work the first time. It's not going to work this time. The only thing it really has in common, it's going to leave us with a hangover.
Democratic leaders are hoping to push this stimulus package through Congress at breakneck speed. They're hoping to have it on Mr. Obama's desk, ready for his signature about 10 days after he's sworn in. Harry?
Chip, the Obama team is supposed to release its report on any ties to embattled Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich tomorrow. Any news on that?
It's probably coming out tomorrow, Harry, and I can tell you that sources close to the transition tell CBS News that that report will confirm what Mr. Obama said last week, that no one on his staff did anything wrong, there were no inappropriate conversations, there was no deal-making. Harry?
Right. Chip Reed in Washington tonight. Thanks. Banks that received money from the federal bailout fund this year to keep their firms afloat handed out a lot of money to executives last year. An Associated Press study finds 116 rescued banks awarded 600 executives $1.6 billion in salaries, bonuses, and benefits in 2007. The average compensation for top executives, $2.6 million. Now to Denver, where federal investigators today took a close look at the wreckage of a Continental Airlines 737 to determine what went wrong Saturday night when Flight 1404 to Houston veered off the runway and caught fire. No one was killed, but 38 were injured. Thalia Shuris has the latest.
A closer look today revealed the plane's right side completely scorched, melted plastic covering seats, the left engine sheared off. All evidence of Flight 1404's violent skid off the runway. But officials say none of it pinpoints a clear cause of the crash.
Everything is on the table now. We're just in the documenting stage.
Data from the aircraft's 2 black boxes is expected to reveal what went wrong. Covered in soot but intact, they're being analyzed by the National Transportation Safety Board.
I understand that there is good data on those recorders.
The Boeing 737 was taking off on a runway free of ice and snow when it suddenly veered left. Officials report strong wind gusts from the west, but experts say the plane's sudden turn into the wind seems to rule out wind shear as a factor. The plane then slid across a taxiway and smashed into a 40-foot ravine.
The mystery of this flight is, did they abort the takeoff after something started to happen, or did they abort the takeoff and then they started to veer off?
All 115 people on board survived the crash and the fire that followed, here recorded on a survivor's cell phone video. By all accounts, the outcome could have been much worse.
I just saw a glow on my right side. I felt the warmth. I didn't smell anything right away yet. I just heard someone yell, "It's on fire, get out."
The FAA says the captain and co-pilot have clean safety records. Both will be interviewed by investigators who expect the two will be able to provide a much better picture of what happened, Harry.
Thalia Shuris, thanks. Turning to the war on terror, a federal jury today found 5 Muslim immigrants guilty of plotting to kill U.S. soldiers at Fort Dix in New Jersey. One key piece of evidence was this video showing 3 of the men firing weapons at a shooting range in the Pocono Mountains. The men, originally from Jordan, Turkey, and the former Yugoslavia, could face life in prison. Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, a CBS exclusive. American soldiers dying of lung cancer. Did a defense contractor in Iraq knowingly expose them to a deadly chemical? Also ahead, how just a few extra pounds can put you at risk for heart disease.
Serious sore throat sufferers know there's nothing stronger than Cepacol to stop sore throat pain seriously fast.
I do!
In lozenge or spray, Cepacol stops pain fast.
Steaming is such an important part of fresh Asian cuisine.
Our innovative steamer cooks right in your microwave.
For tender chicken and fluffy rice in a delicious sweet and spicy sauce.
New Asian-inspired Healthy Choice Cafe steamers in 4 authentic recipes.
It happens. You rip, tear, and never have time to repair. Wait. Before you throw it away, let Mighty Mend It save the day. Hi, Billy Mays here for Mighty Mend It. The fast, easy way to mend, hem, and wear it again, saving you money. Mighty Mend It is not a glue, but a flexible bonding agent that grabs, adheres, and interlocks the fibers of virtually any fabric for a permanent repair. Sewing takes forever, but with Mighty Mend It, just apply, gently touch, and mend it. It has the strength to withstand storm force winds. Amazing! Easily mend a hem at your desk to look your best. Even if you sit and split, Mighty Mend It will quickly fix it. Mend pillows and comforters right on the bed, or make furniture repairs and save money. Mighty Mend It dries crystal clear and is safe for most any fabrics. Plus, it's machine washable. Even after 50 washes, the bond still stays strong. Whether it's denim, leather, or lace, you can use Mighty Mend It anytime, any place. We even repaired this parachute with Mighty Mend It, and it still has the strength to safely bring down this skydiver from 13,000 feet. Now that's the power of Mighty Mend It. Plus, it's ideal for scrapbooking or craft projects. You'll find hundreds of money-saving uses. Call now and we'll send you a large bottle of Mighty Mended for just $19.99. That's enough for an entire house full of repairs. Order now and I'll triple the offer absolutely free. We'll even include a travel size and money-saving idea guide. But I'm not done. We'll send you a bottle of Gem It. Now you can add bling to just about anything. Yours free. You get everything for just $19.99. Order now.
Call 1-800-914-4845 to order Mighty Mended and receive the triple offer. The travel size and Mighty Gem It all for $19.99 plus $8.95 shipping and handling. Must be 18 years or older.
KBR, the controversial military contractor that's raked in more than $28 billion since the beginning of the war in Iraq, may be facing yet another scandal. First, accusations its then parent company, Halliburton, was given the lucrative contract. Then, overbilling. And later, allegations of shoddy construction oversight that resulted in Americans getting electrocuted. Now, some other American soldiers say the company knowingly put their lives at risk. Chief Investigative Correspondent Armin Katayan has this exclusive report.
In April 2003, James Gentry of the Indiana National Guard arrived in southern Iraq to take command of more than 600 other guardsmen. Their job, protect KBR contractors working at a local water plant.
We didn't question what we were doing. We just knew we had to provide a security service for the KBR.
Today, Gentry is dying from a rare form of lung cancer. The result, he believes, of months of inhaling hexavalent chromium, an orange dust, part of a toxic chemical found all over the plant. At least one other Indiana guardsman has already died from lung cancer, and others are said to be suffering from tumors and rashes consistent with exposure to the deadly toxin.
I'm a non-smoker. I believe that I received this cancer from the plant in Iraq, southern oil fields in Iraq.
Now CBS News has obtained information that indicates KBR knew about the danger months before the soldiers were ever informed. These depositions from KBR employees detailed concerns about the toxin in one part of the plant as early as May of 2003. And these minutes from a later KBR meeting state that 60% of the people now exhibit symptoms of exposure, including bloody noses and rashes. But Gentry says it wasn't until the last day of August 2003, after 4 long months at the facility, that he was told the plant was contaminated.
We would have never been there if we would have known.
A new internal Army investigation obtained exclusively by CBS News says the Army's medical response was prompt and effective. But even after a briefing today, Indiana Senator Evan Bayh says that KBR has a lot to answer for.
Look, I think the burden of proof at this point is on the company to come forward and very forthrightly explain what happened, why we should trust them, and why the health and well-being of our soldiers should continue to be in their hands.
In a statement, the company told CBS News, "We deny the assertion that KBR harmed troops and was responsible for an unsafe condition." The company says it notified the Army as soon as it identified the toxin. Still, some Indiana guardsmen say they only just learned of the risk.
Well, I didn't know I was exposed to a deadly carcinogen until 5 years later.
This is far from the first time the multi-billion-dollar contractor has been accused of questionable conduct in Iraq. KBR has been convicted of taking kickbacks, and it's alleged the company provided contaminated water to troops and sent workers to Iraq against their will. The company denies all charges.
And it's going to cost American lives, I'm afraid. I love my men so much.
But Gentry says there's not much he can do but urge each and every one of his men to get tested for the cancer he fears is taking his life. Armin Katayan, CBS News, Washington.
And when we come back, important health news. Just a little bit of extra weight can put you in serious danger.
Healthy beauty is the journey, and the first step is healthy skin. Create healthy skin for life with Aveeno Daily Lotion. This exclusive oat formula is proven to actually improve skin's health in 1 day with significant improvement in 2 weeks. Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion.
Feeling stuffed up? Unstuff yourself with Afrin No Drip. It's got the best medicine to open nasal passages. Afrin, the best stuff to unstuff.
I'm Mark Goldston, Chairman and CEO of Net Zero. Here's a plan for America's broadband users to save $16 billion a year and $300 individually. Switch to Net Zero dial-up at $9.95 per month. Call 1-800-NET-ZERO or go to netzero.com.
And the secret to perfect stuffing is this, but it's an old family secret.
So don't tell anyone.
I promise. Want to hear a secret?
Trusted for generations, the secret to perfect holiday stuffing is Swanson broth.
I know rheumatoid arthritis is painful, but I didn't know it could attack my joints.
Scientists believe that in moderate to severe RA, your immune system can cause serious damage.
But Enbrel enables me to fight progressive joint damage.
Enbrel works on your immune system to suppress inflammation, help relieve pain and fatigue, and keep joint damage from getting worse.
Enbrel gives me energy to do many of the things I love.
Because prescription Enbrel suppresses your immune system, it may lower your ability to fight infections such as the flu. So don't start it if you have one. Tell your doctor if you're prone to infections, have an open sore, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if, while on Enbrel, you experience persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Serious, sometimes fatal events including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, and nervous system and blood disorders have occurred.
Ask your rheumatologist and envision your possibilities with Enbrel.
It's a special time of year. Time to give the ones you love the power to own the road.
Yeah.
Celebrate the season of Audi with over 130 channels of Sirius satellite radio. And enjoy no payments at signing on select Audi models now through January 2nd.
For years, we've been told you can still be healthy even if you are slightly overweight. That seemed like good news. After all, nearly 190 million Americans are considered overweight. But new findings tonight show that when it comes to raising your risk of heart failure, every extra pound counts. More from Bill Whitaker in tonight's Eye on Your Health.
Felipe Marodi works to keep the weight off. He was surprised to hear today's report that just a few extra pounds can weigh heavily on the heart and dramatically boost the risk of heart failure.
If you're 10 pounds overweight, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
But you should. The findings of this major national study, analyzing 2 decades of data tracking the health of more than 21,000 middle-aged American men, all of them doctors, are a sobering jolt for all men.
Not obese, but just being overweight increases the risk of heart failure by 49%.
For example, take an average man, 5 foot 10 inches tall. As the scale goes up, so does his risk of heart disease, even if he's only modestly overweight, between 174 and 208 pounds. For every 7 pounds our modestly overweight 5 foot 10 inch man packs on, he raises his risk of heart failure by a full 11%.
There is some good news in all of this. Researchers found that even a little bit of exercise, enough to break a sweat just 1 to 3 times a month, can reduce your chance of heart failure by 18%.
If you're lean and active, your risk of heart failure would be the lowest. And if you're obese and inactive, it would be the highest.
The bottom line is you have to make time for exercise.
Especially at this time of year when Americans are eating the most. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And there is a new warning tonight for Americans looking to take a shortcut to weight loss. The FDA has listed more than 25 weight loss products to avoid because they contain ingredients that are not labeled and could cause serious health problems. Many of these products claim to be natural or contain herbal ingredients. To see the full list of products, go to cbsnews.com, click on the CBS Evening News for more information. Next, it's a holiday wish come true as a family battles back after hitting rock bottom.
Food stamps, once a sign of poverty, now a sign of the times. And who's using them today will surprise you. Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
It was that day at the airport. Carl had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Grandma, Grandpa!
But I waited to see how he did. Julie?
I'm Amy, Grandpa.
That day I knew I couldn't wait. Our doctor told us prescription Aricept is the only treatment proven effective for all stages of Alzheimer's. Studies showed Aricept slows the progression of Alzheimer's symptoms. It improves cognition and slows the decline of overall function. We started Carl on it right away.
Aricept is well tolerated, but not for everyone. People at risk for stomach ulcers or who take certain other medicines should tell their doctors because serious stomach problems such as bleeding may get worse. Some people may experience fainting. Some people may have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bruising, or not sleep well. Some people may have muscle cramps or loss of appetite or may feel tired. In studies, these were usually mild and temporary.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Talk to your doctor about Alzheimer's treatments, including Aricept. Don't wait. Alzheimer's isn't waiting.
Good can overcome. That is where your contributions to the Salvation Army go.
Well, are you going to pick it or not? It's not ready yet.
Tim and Richard Smucker grew up learning that you have to pick fruit at the peak of perfection if you want jam to taste extra delicious.
It's getting close.
For 5 generations, with a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
If you have high blood pressure like me and get a cold, you need cold medicine with a heart. Only Coracetin HBP has a heart right on the box. It's the only cold brand that won't raise your blood pressure. Coracetin HBP, powerful cold medicine with a heart.
Still got flakes? That's your clue to switch shampoo. To Selsun Blue. Maximum Selsun strength medicine wipes out flakes, plus aloe and moisturizers keep hair healthy. No flakes or itch. Selsun Blue shampoo.
Got a clue? Get the blue.
Tomorrow, exclusive interviews with this year's Kennedy Center honorees.
As a band, we found our purpose, and all of a sudden, this is it.
Tomorrow, only on The Early Show.
Finally tonight, Seth Doan has been traveling the country for most of the past year, telling the stories of struggling American families. Last spring, he introduced us to the Castelluccis of Gloucester, Massachusetts, who were faced with using a food bank to help make ends meet. Tonight, an update, and a happy one, as Seth continues our series, The Other America.
I didn't know how bad things had gone until I can see how good things are now.
It's been a rough year for Lisa Castellucci.
God is great, God is good.
Her husband David says they were at rock bottom.
I look back and say, thank God.
Really?
You know, because, man, I thought we were going to lose a house. I thought we were going to lose everything.
So this building here was the family business.
Yeah.
When we first met them in March, they'd already lost their business. David had been out of work for 5 months, and the family was tens of thousands of dollars in debt.
I mean, it was humbling for me to get food stamps. Humbling. I thought only really poor people need food stamps, and then I started realizing, well, I'm a really poor person.
They learned to rely on the kindness of strangers.
Okay. I'm allowed to come every 14 days first.
There are nights they might have gone hungry without donated groceries from the Cape Ann Food Pantry. But David finally landed a job, and months of hard work as a photocopy repairman, coupled with frugal living, have allowed him to pay off all their debt.
I'm enjoying it, I'm working hard, and I'm paying my bills. And that's, to me, that's the American dream. You know what I mean?
Pass the sprinkles, please.
Now that the Castelluccis are finally able to feed themselves, they want to give something back.
I think you got enough there.
Making cookies for the same pantry where they used to go for help.
Why are you guys doing this?
Because there's people out there what is even poorer than us, and we're gonna like give back to the food pantry. Does anybody want a cookie over here?
Demand here at the pantry is up 20% in the last 3 months, and any help is welcome.
You're so far away from me!
While there may not be much under the tree this year, the Castelluccis know what matters most.
Everything passes away after a while. Every toy breaks. Everything goes out of style. But our family, we're not going to go out of style. Hopefully we'll always have each other.
A lesson this Christmas learned the hard way. Seth Doan, CBS News, Gloucester, Massachusetts.
That's the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Harry Smith. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again first thing tomorrow on The Early Show. Good night.
Anna Nicole's new tombstone, Danny Lynn's emotional visit, Jen and John, Ashley Tisdale in a bikini, and new Christmas bloopers.
ET and HD is next.
Right here. Okay, before we eat. I'd just like to say a few words.
Like to say a few words.
Don't worry, it's not going to take long. I'm really, really hungry, okay?
Every year on this day, I count my blessings.
And we have so much to be thankful for. I want to thank the turkey. I want to thank the stuffing, the cranberry and sweet potato pie. Let's see,
I'm thankful that next year there'll be another one to join us.
Dad, I'm so glad to have you closer. I want to thank my mom for having such a wonderful son.
Most importantly, for the closeness of our friends and family.
I should be thankful every day to have you guys in my life, and I am. I just don't tell you guys enough.
I feel lucky every day.
45 years and 45 turkeys later, this day is always so special.
So let's be grateful for this food,
for this wonderful feast,
this incredible year,
and for each other.
I love all of you.
Love you too, Dad.
Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Entertainment Tonight and The Insider in high definition.
New Jen and John, their romantic night out in New York as we reveal the stars who are hooking up for the holidays. Does Madonna's ex-guy have a new gal? Is Paula Abdul seeing a new man? Plus, Sir Paul with his lady love. Katherine Heigl's holiday message.
Happiness, hello, joy.
And real or rumor, is Tom Cruise going to the Golden Globes without Katie?
Anna Nicole's grave, the new tombstone that took over a year to make. Haunting images in marble of Anna and Daniel, plus Danny Lynn's emotional visit with Dad Larry.
And I promised myself she would never forget her mother or her brother.
Christina Applegate. From Married with Children.
We missed each other. It's nice to be together.
To breast cancer survivor.
If this had been caught a year from now or when I was 40, I probably wouldn't be able to live through this.
Jack Bauer is back.
He is no longer working for the government.
We're behind the scenes on the explosive new season of 24. A high school musical star in a bikini on the record about her plastic surgery. Our day in the life of Jennifer's co-star, Marley. And all new crazy Christmas bloopers.
Now, the most watched entertainment news magazine in the world.
Your hour of entertainment news with ET and The Insider in high definition begins right now. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Steiner.
And for Mary Hart, I'm Thea Andrews.
Let's get straight to the star stories you want to know about. What is real and what is rumor?
It's our relationship report card as ET asks who's hooking up for the holidays. Jennifer Aniston and John Mayer still going strong? That's real. Jen and John continue.